just got to tell you, I've not put any posts on Facebook. Maybe I should have posted about it, shouldn't I?
Are we live?
We're live, yeah.
Oh, right. Usually you have a nice little video to see us in.
Well, yeah, I've not done a video.
Oh, my God. You've not even done a post.
I've not done a post. I've not done any posts on Facebook to tell anyone that we're actually going live. I've not done a little video.
Right. Well, of course, you've been busy all weekend. Probably, obviously, I can only assume, like, have you, or all morning?
Yeah, I've been really busy all weekend, actually.
Yeah.
I've coached our under-7s team to another win.
Right, okay. This is unbelievable. I mean, this under-7 story is...
Yeah.
I mean, after, like, what was it, 23 straight defeats, and now you're on, like...
Yeah.
10 straight wins.
The lads are absolutely buzzing. I've got them all working together, all high-fiving at the end. They're absolutely buzzing. I think that is 6 or 7 wins in a row now.
Wow. You're a great team, right? To be fair, obviously, I'm expecting Liverpool to give you a call. Like I said, it's only a matter of time.
Motivational coach. If they're looking for a motivational coach with some massive tactical insights on five-a-side football
for 7-year-olds,
the right guy.
Yeah, you sound like the man. You sound like the absolute man.
It was 5-2. We'll just get this out of the way because I'm really pleased with it. 5-2. My lad scored 2.
Yeah.
Another lad, Jonah, who is like amazing, scored 2. Then obviously our striker scored 1 as well. We just put it to bed in like one of the halves.
Wow, just incredible. Right, anyway, let's talk about something interesting like fishing. Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's lunchtime live. We're having we were just chatting off camera there about a few controversies this morning, Rob, weren't we?
Yes, I think this is going to be a great little talking point for everybody. Fishomaina. Now, last week you could buy 1 ticket. Was that right, Lee?
Well, yeah, I was sort of unaware of the ins and outs, got to be honest, and I thought the tickets had sold last week. But actually, what happened was, last week you could go on and buy 1 ticket per angler. To, I suppose, in the interest of fairness in inverted commas. So you could pick a venue, try to get on. At least you had 1 go. That was the first round of tickets, and then all the rest of the tickets were ready to go on sale at midday today.
That was the plan, wasn't it? But they've had an issue, I think, with website provider, ticket provider, however it works. And the Angling Trust have had an issue. And all of a sudden, instead of 12 o'clock, every Fishomaina ticket for their Blue Ribbon event, every Fishomaina ticket has gone on sale hours earlier. So people who actually checked the site this morning could get a ticket before everybody else. And it looked like a lot of the tickets are going to be disappeared before the 12 o'clock, where everyone's going to log on, everyone's going to look for their ticket, and it's already gone.
Well, see, the problem is, obviously, you only need 1 or 2 people to come on, get the tickets.
Tell the mates.
Got my Fishomaina tickets, and it goes on Facebook. And word spreads. And if you're the sort of guy, you're working Monday morning, you set your alarm for 5 to 12 to remind you to go on and get tickets. Obviously, the tickets are run out. Now, Rob.
Yes.
I would love people's comments on this. However, I'm going to caveat this. This is not an Angling Trust bashing session. I'm not having it. I'm not standing here and having a big bash because I don't think that's fair.
I love a bit of controversy.
Yeah, well, I'm controversy is fine, but I'm not having a big bash at the Angling Trust. But
I'm not either, because I think it is a tough old job, and I'm not a basher of the Angling Trust. I'm always the one that says, "Come on, you've got to give them a go."
So effectively, obviously, I am involved in selling tickets because I do the Feeder Masters. When we run the Feeder Masters, the Bait Tech Feeder Masters this year, we have an external ticket provider. I liaise with them. I run in back and forth. And we're about 7 years into this now, I think. And the first year or 2, we had a few issues. First year in particular, we had a few issues. But once we went to an external ticket provider, because we weren't really ready, Rob, for how popular it was going to be. And then now we deal with them. And there is certain things that are out of your hands. There is certain things that it's difficult to see. And you know, I've had it where 19 out of 20 tickets came on. They'd missed one off. You know, and they have to go back on. That's happened in the past. You know, things happen, errors happen. It's human error. The problem is when errors keep happening. That's the thing. And I think from an Angling Trust point of view, they'd have obviously loved with a new ticket provider this to have been a little bit smoother.
Do you know who they've used for the ticket provider, Lee?
I don't know. I don't know who they've used, but obviously, a lot of people put a lot of emphasis on wanting to fish Fishomaina, and they just want a fair crack of the whip at tickets. I don't know what I would do, Rob, if under those circumstances. You know, I can't believe because the first I saw of it was like 12:01. Angling Trust posting tickets are on sale. There's been a bit of an error. All tickets are on sale now. Did they only find out about that at 12:01 this morning?
No.
You know, did they know about it at 10 a.m., for example? You know,
the Angling Trust post I see. I'll pull it up because I've just put a little post on now. So let's have a look. Angling Trust. I'm going to search it all, mate, and I'm going to find because they did put a post on saying, look, unfortunately, tickets have gone on sale a bit earlier.
Yeah, that was at like 2 minutes past 12, though. I saw that post.
Was it?
Yeah, it was.
No, 2 hours ago that was.
I apologise. There's one before that.
Unfortunately, due to an unforeseen error with our ticket provider, all tickets for Fishomaina are on sale. Please get in touch with us if you are having any issues with the site. That's on the Angling Trust Competitions Facebook page. So they were aware of it at 10 o'clock. It's probably one of those unfortunate things. It may have even been Fishomaina, maybe 3, 4, 5 years ago. I think there was some tickets that went on sale early for something before.
Seen that before, yeah.
They got rescinded, did they? Because it was just a few tickets that a few people knew about, and they basically said, no, you can't.
Yeah, I think if some tickets had gone on sale, I think if it was me and I found out at 10 o'clock, and let's say there's 1,000 tickets and 200 have been sold, I think I'd pause it. I think I would contact the provider and say, right, stop, halt it, and go on and say, look, there's been an error. Some tickets have gone out. We've halted it. It'll be back live at 12 o'clock to give everybody a chance who's booked themselves in for 12 o'clock. Because at that point, it wasn't like all the tickets were gone, was it? So,
we'd love to know if you've managed to get some tickets. Anybody, whack us a comment in the comment section. Let us know if you've managed to get some tickets for Fishomaina this year. Let us know if you were planning to get some tickets. Let us know what you feel, as in, do you want to enter Fishomaina? Was it something you wanted to enter, or have you got other things that you'd rather do? We'd love to know that. And I just don't know. Obviously, I see Fishomaina. We talked about this as like the prestigious.
We've done a lovely chat on this, Rob.
Yeah, we have. We'll get that in the next few days. But we put Fishomaina up there as like the UK event, didn't we? As in, for every angler out there, we think Fishomaina is the one that people would love to win.
From the individual point of view and the history, 25 years of history, more than 25 years, maybe even 30 years of history. Obviously, the only one that's live televised. You know, it is still top of the tree, which is what must be hard for people to swallow when there is obviously ticketing problems.
Yeah, there does seem to be a little bit of a drama about Fishomaina. Often, doesn't there?
Yeah.
Often. And I know that obviously Angling Trust have got a lot on their plate. I know that Matchroom organise part of it. The Angling Trust organise other parts of it. Just don't know whether one of the organisations should take it under their wing and say, we'll do this 100%. And maybe there's some errors in communication going through, because it seems like there's a lot of people getting involved in. I know you do feeder masters. I'm going to say, is it a tricky job? Do you need all these people getting involved to do it?
Yeah, I think I can tell you from my experience that we try hard to do the similar thing in feeder masters. if you start spreading the jobs, it's actually harder because there isn't that many jobs. The like if you're doing a ticket sale, I don't mean like we spread the jobs across the whole thing, but let's say the ticket sale. What we don't do is, we don't just go, ticket sales, right? Say Mick does this bit, I'll do this bit, Darren might do something else. If we did that, that'd be really hard. So it's better to go, right, you're in charge of that. And even then you can feel like stuff like between you and the provider, errors can creep in, especially if you get somebody else. I would say nearly every single year when I've gone to the ticket provider, their first draft back to me has errors on it. And you think, well, how has that happened? But errors happen. So, like you say, obviously we don't know the ins and outs of the politics and everything else, but really they need to be, it's really hard when you've got fundamental things like the time tickets go on sale. That's a big thing, isn't it? That is a big thing. So, but I suppose, Rob, having a week before where one ticket's available, you're adding an extra variable in, aren't you? At Feeder Masters, we're strong believers of tickets going on sale at a set time. That's when the tickets go on sale. Not because I actually thought all the tickets had sold for Fishomaina last week. I didn't realise it was one ticket.
No, but obviously we don't follow it as avidly as we used to, so we're probably not seeing that now. Neil McPhillamy. What was that?
Sorry, I apologise, Rob. No, somebody's just offered me a ticket for the Guru Feeder Cup on Friday. Get in there. Get in there. He doesn't know where
Neil McPhillamy. He's got an interesting one. How do you stand on this? Everyone gets a refund and schedule a relaunch with the same format, which is what I thought happened for some tickets on another competition. I think that's what happened. A while ago now. I just can't remember what competition it was. Someone might be able to.
I think Fishomaina. I think it's happened before for Fishomaina. I believe that tickets have gone on sale before for Fishomaina, and that something like this happened and they had to refund. I could be wrong on that, but it feels like it was Fisho. I know. I appreciate what the somebody's saying, but like I said earlier, I believe that when they recognise the error, that. I'll tell you what, it's my laptop buzzing, Rob, dinging. And can you believe this? You'll love this. It's Dan Webb who's watching our live, and he says, "Put your phone on." He's put your phone on silent. It's very unprofessional. Dan, my phone is on silent, just pinging on my laptop. So I'm not professional enough to know how to silence my laptop, am I?
Classic Webb, that is.
Classic Webb, absolutely.
Let's get Webb on one week, haven't we?
Dweb, I would love to have Dweb on. He'll be opinionated on what's going on here, wouldn't he?
Would. I wonder what Dweb's doing now. Get him to message. What's he doing now?
Yeah, Dweb, if you're watching, you want to come and join us on the
live.
There
we go. Look, he's messaging back again.
Yeah, no, it's somebody different. I think everybody's realising I'm on a live and they're pinging. Why is it pinging on my laptop? That's terrible, isn't it? Oh well.
Yeah. You need to turn that off.
I don't know how to do that. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry. You don't mind. So, a very controversial issue. I think that they probably should have halted tickets as soon as they realised and then put them back live a bit later. I think refunds are difficult. If I'd paid for some tickets and got them, I would find that difficult. So that would be something I would struggle with, Rob.
Yeah, it is. Right, let's just go through a few comments before we talk about your weekend, because my weekend was football filled with a lot of great results. Stephen Piner, hi lads. Darren Hill, afternoon gents. Chris Weston, afternoon gents. You cannot help a breakdown in technology. It happens, which it does, Chris. You're right. But then, Stephen Piner, it sounds like there was a total... he's put a lot of asterisks in the next thing. There was a total balls up, I think he's going to say, online for Fisho tickets, which you would think could happen now, which you think couldn't happen now, I think he means to say, unless human error was involved. So he's saying maybe someone's made a mistake somewhere. Chris Hay, afternoon both. Afternoon, Chris. Neil McPhillamy, obviously, he wants everyone to get a refund. He thinks everyone should get a refund and schedule a relaunch. So it create a bit of buzz about it, wouldn't it? If everyone got a refund and then a relaunch in like a week, there'd be a buzz about the competition. But I'm saying they sell out every ticket anyway, don't they?
They do. Do you know what? Maybe it's just fantastic marketing. Maybe they've said, let's stick them on at 9, lads. That'll be fun. That'll get them all buzzing. That'll get them all talking about us. Not that they need it, but maybe that's the key. I think if I suggested that in a Feeder Masters meeting, I'd get hung. But
yes, I know. Oh yeah, Stephen Piner. Here's another one. He knew Fishomaina had to do a redraw for the final.
That's it. That was what it was. Yeah. Yeah, redraw for the final. I mean, come on, Fisho, what are you doing? A redraw for the final? Imagine. Oh yeah, because they drew. Oh my god, that.
Yeah, but is this match room? I think that was a match room thing, wasn't it?
Because that's the problem. But that whole process has to be passed over, doesn't it? A redraw. I'd be Devo. Mind you, that time when last time I was in the final, one half of the lake, I think nobody caught a carp, and the other half of the lake, everybody caught a carp. So I was in the half with no carp.
Which Fishomaina final was that? The one where you had £2?
No, that was the one where I was last for most of the day, and then came with a late surge.
What was it £2? I think you had £1.14, didn't
you? Did I have 1.14?
I think you had £1.14 at Cudmore.
Did I? I didn't come last. I beat a couple of people.
I don't think you come last. But what you did.
But in my other one, in my first Fishomaina final, I caught a carp early and then never had another one. And then I think I might have finished last in that one, or second from last.
So let's go through the second Fishomaina final, because for 3 weeks leading up to that, you were telling me, and Joe was telling me as well, because Joe was your bank runner, I think.
No, Frankie was my bank runner. Joe was unavailable. Yeah.
That you had got it sorted. Chopworm feeder. Across to the far bank. You'll be unbeatable. Right?
I'd already got my name on the trophy. I'd already written on there. I practiced for 3 days with Will Raisin, right? And we tried loads of different things. And Will is just unreal, so good. And we were, we're good friends. We practiced together. We were going to share. We were going to do all this. And Chopworm feeder was like, honestly, it was like so much better than everything else. And you did that, and then you could catch some fish late on, like in the edge and that, like they used to in that international. It really, really, really fancied it. And when I say like catch a few silvers, Rob, on this feeder, you were catching like 70, 80 pound of like eyed and skimmers and little carp, and it was so good fishing. And then on the day of the final, there wasn't any silverfish caught. None. You couldn't get a bite, and it was impossible to believe that's even humanly possible. But it was red hot still with massive crowds, and basically there was a ball of muggers in front of Jamie Hughes and Steve Jackson on the other side, because they had one of those, the aerial shot, and you could literally see 200 muggers in between their two pegs. And
isn't it strange about those Fishomaina finals that there's never a silverfish to be caught on them big finals? It's it's carp. F1's shut up shop as well, don't they? It is like carp or nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I think a couple of years before, I think Andy made one with a few eyed, and I was chatting to Fisky, and they were catching like 150 pound of 10 ounce to pound F1s shallow to a man.
Yeah.
And everybody went there thinking, right, we've got a brilliant F1 match. And I think there was about 15 F1s caught.
Yeah.
Like, it just must. Jamie Hughes said at the time he never practiced that week. Right. And I couldn't believe he'd never been on. And like me and Will putting all this time in. And basically it was because it was a carp fishing match. That carp are the only fish that reliably still feed. Under the pressure of the people on the bank. And a lot of the time it's, it's proved, isn't it? You look back at all the big finals, it'll be 2 or 3 pegs where a few carp feed. The best final of recent years has been Match This at Hayfield when they split it onto the 2 lakes. That's been the best final of recent years. Still has been a good finals.
I think there's been a couple of good finals at the Offwood as well.
Westwood's been good as well the last couple of years, to be fair. Westbury's been really good. They've all caught lots of fish. That's, it's not my style of fishing, but that has been really good, to be fair. So
yeah, I do say obviously it's not what we do anymore. But if we went 3, 4, 5 times, I think.
You go and have a go.
Yeah,
I can't fish the Fishomaina final this year because, the same as every year, it clashes with the World Club Championships with Barnsley. So we're away. Match this. Don't know if match this clashes. Might maybe have a go at a handful of match this as if we get time. Do you know what I mean? One of them, if there's a nice Wednesday at the
match this is
or
good.
something like that, I might go and have a go just for a fishing match. But
Well, I've got there's a wedding I need to go. Well, I'm booked in to go to Fishomaina final weekend.
Oh,
so I said to my wife, "Oh, I'm happy to go to the wedding, unless I've got a big match that week, a big final." So I'm going to try and do as many Fishomaina qualifiers as possible.
Right, brilliant.
Maybe I don't have to go to the wedding.
I can only assume this is your wife's friend because I'm your mate and Joe's your mate, and neither of us get married, so I don't
There's
really
no one else, is there?
There's no one else.
So,
I don't no idea who else it could be.
Go on then. Talk about your weekend. You had a fishing weekend. I didn't have a fishing weekend.
Yeah,
we did loads of fishing last week, didn't we? But not at the weekend.
Yeah. We did do a lot of fishing last week. We actually went out twice last week, me and you, didn't we?
Yeah.
So, doing some interesting stuff. So basically, when at this weekend we have got I love February. I'm putting it out there. I love it. Right, days start to get longer. Yeah, we can still get cold weather without a doubt, but I think the fish definitely start to react to the more daylight. Right, I believe that they really like that, and you get a little surge in February. I think it's happened most years where you get like a little bit of milder weather and the daylight hours. Often it goes back to freezing cold in March, but I just love it. It's a great time of year, and it's an opportunity for me to practice for the Winter League final with Drennan Barnsley Black. So my alarm went off at 4:15. Listen to my day yesterday, right? 4:15, my alarm went off.
In the afternoon?
No, there is one in the morning, right? Got up, sorted out, went to Matt Godfrey's house, picked Matt Godfrey up like 5:30. Then we drove down to the Old Neen at March, which is a couple of hours from Matt's. And the reason we put this big effort in is because, fortunately, the team's won it 3 years running, and we want to win. So even though it's not on our doorstep, we're prepared to go down for an open match. Now, I'm saying yesterday I fished the most prolific fishing match, one of the most prolific fishing matches the UK has ever seen. How about that for a statement, right? In terms of fish caught, 114 pegs, Rob. 19 pound was the lowest section winning weight. And these are 5 peg sections. Most were 20 pound plus. And last year, March was really good because it had lovely stamp roach and that in it. This year, the fish are in there, but they're ounce to 3 ounce. So yesterday, my day, I had 400 fish for 26 pound. And there was 3 of us in line from Barnsley. Dave Brooks was on my right. He was at the top of the turning bay. He's had a nice day. Dave Brooks had 29 pound. He's had 7 rudd for 9 pound in that. One looked like a crucian carp. I thought it was a crucian. It was that big and gold and beautiful it was. 2 pound plus.
You're on the turn. Are you in the middle of the turning bay?
No, Dave's at the top end of the turning bay on the left. I'm the next peg to the left of him out of the bay. And they're like, Dave's not in it. He's like right at the entrance because they don't peg in the turning bay.
I drew it once. I drew bang in the middle.
Well,
and they said, "You're not catching anything here because it's terrible."
Yeah.
And as it was, I think it was a tough down. I think I had like 8 or 10 pounds, something like that. I won that section, but it was a tough day. I wouldn't have stood a chance if it was a good day.
No. I mean, I don't know. They could put it in now. There's that many fish. But there's a lovely black boat where Dave always caught some. Them right, they were beautiful. And then Josh caught 23 pounds to my left. And we worked out between the 3 of us, we had 1,000 fish. And there's only 3 of us. So you multiply that up. by the 100+ anglers there, because it was all like that. It wasn't like, oh, just this little area. The whole, from the very top to the very bottom, was like stupid amounts of fish. So
when I went, you're saying the same
crazy.
thing as when I used to go 5, 6, 7 years ago. I had 2 or 3 years doing it, and Polly, I remember him after the match once, standing there, and Mark Pollard was like, "This is the best match in the country today.
Yeah,
Without a doubt, the best match in the country today, because the amount of fish that got caught, and I'm not going to say even, but it was all the way through.
yeah,
People caught. There's better areas than others, without a doubt, but all the way through, people were catching fish. And like when I was going, £15 was
yeah. That's always been.
par. That was par, £15, and
If you caught over 20, you could almost guarantee framing.
I won 2 when I was going, and I had one that was like £24, one was like £29, and I remember them saying the £29 was like the best weight they've had for a long time. It would, but there was a lot of 15s to 20s, loads of 15s to 20s, and it sounds like it just gets better and better. The more rain that you have, the more fish pack into that town centre.
Well, they're not the 20-foot, which is often solid. They can't even get a bite there. All those fish are in March, without a doubt. And yesterday, the 6th in the match was £33, right? £38 won the match. There was a 33 dead who didn't get in. So £33 and didn't even get in the money.
Yeah.
Polly, who you've mentioned there, was in my 5-peg section, right? He was 4th in my 5 with £22. That's how good the fishing is. That 22, 22s, 23, 26, and a 19. That was my 5 pegs. Just ridiculous fishing, and really enjoyed it. And guys can be a little bit excited because I recorded the events of the day for a live match that'll be on the YouTube channel at some point. So that'll be a good watch, because Matt had a brilliant day. He came second in the match. He sat next to the winner, unfortunately, but he got beat. But he was so gutted, bless him, because we were talking on the way down, saying it'd be great to win a March Open, because they're a big thing. Like you say, I unlike you, Rob, I've come second twice. I've never won one. And Matt had 37-6 and 38-1 beat him. And he had a little tench, James Jack.
Oh, so he was third. I thought he was
second. No, Matt was second.
Oh, okay.
He's had £37.6 and £38.1 has won the match.
All right, yeah.
So like he's been a fish away, because he was where there was a few skimmers. But yeah, brilliant. Honestly, brilliant fishing, brilliant matches. I mean, not only that, Rob, there's 114 pegs in yesterday.
Yeah.
Tell me another 100+ pegger for yesterday.
Yeah, that's what we used to. I think 110 pegs we used to have. Obviously, did they put the bypass bit in?
Yeah. The end peg, which was 25 pegs past the bypass, he's had £30. Next to him's had 29. You could have gone another however far, because the fish will be there.
You used to catch the rudd and the tench on that bypass bit. I don't know if you still do.
Yeah, absolutely. The rudd now we're all the way through, but like for example, yesterday you catch like a couple of rudd and then they just go. There's loads of little rudd, and honestly, just unbelievable. The only downside to the whole stretch is by far and away the most uncomfortable pegs in fishing. They're really difficult to get in and out of. But Sir Bob was there yesterday, Bob Nudd, and I've got so much respect for Bob. But I think to myself, how's he doing it? How is he? I honestly, this morning I got up, thought I'd been shot out of a cannon.
Right, Bob lives for it. Right, he goes. Obviously, he spends a lot of time away. This goes away for whatever he does, a month, a bit longer maybe.
Ireland, you're talking about, yeah.
Tenerife, catches his fish on the rocks, has a beautiful time over there. But he loves coming back, and he fishes the town welland, which the banks are like. I fell in on the banks there when it snowed once, and I slid down the bank and just went straight in. They're that steep.
No, I was doing it yesterday, Rob. They put stakes in in the so to pull myself back out. If somebody's hammered wooden stakes so you could pull yourself up the mud, it was, and it's like every single time I get on there, and obviously, I mean, it's not a long way for him, but I drove there. Honestly, this morning, I was like, what has happened to my body? And I'm half Bob's age. So,
you got to walk, you got to walk with your kit as well. I know it's a nice path there, but you've got to walk with your gear. You'll have to take a platform because it's awkward. The banks
shit
are
like this, back up the bank. Oh, gosh.
Yeah, in the trees. I remember, I think a bit further down from where you are, I walked down to Bico once. And this is because obviously it's a park, isn't it? I'm just going to tell you the Bico story because it's related to the venue. It's probably unrelated to what it is.
Is this? You do know we're still on live, don't you?
I don't know if I can tell it.
I would suggest probably not. But
have I told you it before?
Can't remember.
Bico's an animal, right? And when he needs to go toilet, he goes toiletly.
Yeah.
And I was talking to him, and it's a park. It's a public path. And granted, it's early in the morning because there's not many people around, but there's still another person walking the dog. And I was literally talking to him face to face. We're standing like 2 meters away. And he goes, you know what? I need to go toilet. Because it's all in them trees.
Yeah.
And there's not really anyone. He just pulled his pants down and went toilet. And I just thought, what an animal you are.
To be fair, I mean, it's not a, you know, there's pegs like the rat, now commonly known the rat peg. I mean, you know, just unbelievable. But the fish,
the fish is great.
I can't honestly, I can't even begin to tell you how many fish.
Many skimmers. You used to catch some skimmers, like
some skimmers in the town centre. Yeah, there's some skimmers in the town centre. But it was a great practice, great day. But Barnsley had 4 of the 5 lads won some money, so that was good. Learned some stuff. We all went back afterwards. Went to KFC. Got home about 9:15 last night. Collapsed on the bed next to my little one and fell asleep in his bed. Woke up about.
That's why I feel bad this morning. KFC. Guilt. That's the guilt getting you.
It was lovely.
Right. Yeah. So Darren Hill, Fisho looking a bit silly. Remember the draw. Obviously, this is the draw that he's talking about. The redraw. So we're talking about Fishomaina tickets going on sale early because there's been a bit of a mix-up with Fishomaina tickets. They went on sale like 2 or 3 hours earlier than they should have done. So those in the know got their tickets early today. And I don't think there was many left by the official release time of 12 o'clock midday today. So that's what we've been talking about. Let us know your opinions on that. Screet 360 Fishing's back. Afternoon, lads. Afternoon. Cameron McKenzie. Hi, Robin Lee. Watching the show whilst at work. Better than any meeting I've got today. I'm sure it is, Cameron. Ian George. Afternoon. Wayne Harris. Afternoon, lads.
Hi, guys.
Mick Tonks is back.
Nick,
hi, guys. Matt Linforth, he's just joined the channel, lads. So he's a new member. The temptation of the underwater videos and the live streams got too much. Looking forward to watching the back catalogue. So if you've not obviously joined the channel, the underwater films that we've done, especially, have had a massive positive response. Really good. It's taught me, Lee and myself, loads about our fishing. Just to see the fish feeding in a fishing situation, I think that's the important thing, isn't it? Because we're making the decisions based on not necessarily what's happening underwater, we're based on what we would do in a normal fishing situation and then watching how the fish would react to those changes. I think they're really good. Might have another venue we can go to, Lee. I think I might have found another place, but we'll keep you all posted with any more underwater stuff we're doing. In the meantime, if you do join, you get all the back catalogue. So it's not just the videos going forward. If you click the members button, you get everything from the back catalogue and going forward. And for you guys watching on an iPhone, unfortunately, Apple doesn't include the join button on our YouTube page. They don't really want you to join YouTube. They don't really like YouTube. So you'd have to go through Google. So get Google up on your phone, go to YouTube, type the Edge YouTube in there, and then you'll see the join button. Once you've done that, you can access it through your Apple phone. You can do anything through your Apple phone, but Apple don't really want you to join, so they try and block it. You'd have to go through your Google search engine. Peter Snarlson, any tips on collapsing a made-up 3-piece rod without tangling it up every time?
I've got that for you. I've got your back here. I've got your back here because I love a made-up rod. Rob likes a rod looked into his rod bag. I love it.
No. I put straps around them now.
Do you?
Yeah, I put straps around them. I found some beautiful straps that are
I
perfect
thought I
for
lost
3
a few
pieces.
straps.
Eh?
I thought I lost a few straps.
No, they're not from you. No, they're better than that for 3 pieces, not 2 pieces.
Right. So here you go. This is how you collapse a 3-piece rod. Right. First of all, if you've got like a swivel or something on the end of your rod, don't just tie it up to the ring. I like to hook it back at the last ring on the 3-piece set. Okay. Set your clutch nice and loose so it's totally free running, and then pull your rod apart and fold it over right on the first main joint. Okay. And then pull your rod apart at the bottom and fold it back on itself. Don't drag it to the bottom end. Don't have your line going up and down and up and down and up and down. Make sure your line goes into the next section as you collapse the rod. Okay. And then you can just loosen your clutch, make sure your quiver tip is nice and straight, top and tail holders, job's a good one.
Those top and tail holders will make your life so much easier, you know. Try and get some top and tail holders. Yeah. They're on a bit of elastic, aren't they? And they've got little packs at the bottom, and you put one on the butt, one on the tip, saves loads of breakages. But as Lee says, the little link, clip it on the bottom of the quiver tip carrier section. So probably the 4 or 5 down on the main.
Yeah, I mean, I just do it right. I go completely to the bottom, but you're right. As long as it's not on the quiver tip, somewhere back on the rod, that's what you need to do.
Yeah.
Of that first section.
Screet Fishing, hope he didn't do a number 2 like Screet. He did. Barry Zimmerman's there. Ooh, I don't know what that means, Baz.
Go on, Baz.
Chris Hudson, any tips for pellet fishing at Hallcroft? Got smashed up there yesterday by the regulars.
Ooh,
you went pole fishing there the other week, but obviously the weather. This is the thing, Lee. Isn't the weather changing from week to week and dictating the fishing?
Unbelievable. Well,
2 weeks ago, we wouldn't have dreamt of fishing pellets at Hallcroft, would we?
No, and I bumped into Andy Geldock this morning. He lives near me, and he won the match yesterday at Hallcroft on pellets. And he said he couldn't believe it. Like, he was on a peg where the 2 weeks previous, Chris, when I was next to you, Matt Godfrey was on, and Matt Godfrey caught 17-pounder little skimmers fishing bloodworm, but it would have been iced. But Andy Geldock's caught on pellets. I think what I would say to you, Chris, is pellet fishing for skimmers. I actually don't think it's that difficult, but you have to go out and do it a few times. Like, you want some nice 4mm expanders. I think regular feed is not a method where you feed and then you think, yeah, catch 7 or 8 fish and then top it up. You have to feed regularly every chuck and figure out how much bait you need to feed regularly. So at Hallcroft, it's really silty. You don't need a lot. I don't know, like 20, 30 micros every chuck. You will be able to ship back a fish. So you want little pots, little amounts of pellets, tap them in. All your rig is bulked down. It's not like maggots. You can use like size 16 light wire hooks and 4mm expanders. But the key is basically, if you miss a bite, ship back in, put a few more pellets in your pot and ship back out. You can't effectively, the skimmers are all like this. A little rain of pellets comes down and they go, oh, yeah, bim, 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 and then back up here. So you've got that one opportunity when they come down to catch them.
Are you saying it's similar to F1 fishing then, are you?
It is similar to F1 fishing. Yeah, it is very similar to F1 fishing. Although it tends to be with F1s. F1s are keen to come up, whereas skimmers won't come up. They tend to follow it down. So like F1s, they hear noise. F1s are like that. Skimmers, they'll almost go, oh yeah, and follow it down. It's slightly, I always feel like they're a slightly different type of fish. But yeah, you know, that's the key. Regular feeding, very important. I mean, Rob, you've done a bit of it. Would you agree with that? Or?
Yeah, I would. But the only thing I will say is there is occasions where you can feed an amount of bait and pick fish off from around it with pellets. So I don't know about Hawcroft in particular, but when I've done it,
super silty. Super silty.
I know it's super silty. So I'm saying maybe you could feed an amount of bait at like 11 meters, then do your tappy stuff at 13 and round it maybe, and just drop on. I think your 11-meter pile of bait might help. Okay, create that pellet mountain in the create the pellet mountain, and you can maybe pick some fish off around it. I would do that on venues that maybe aren't so silty. Just put an amount in somewhere in my peg. Stephen Piner, really enjoying the live chat and videos, lads. The underwater ones have shown me so much that I didn't think about before. Baz Zimmerman, am I too late for Fisho tickets? Baz, too late, mate.
Because Baz is so organised, Rob, that he will have set his alarm for 11:58.
Yeah,
we were. In fact, this all ties in amazing. Last year we were on the Old Neen, weren't we?
Yes.
When Fisho tickets went on sale with Baz, and we basically lost half the day. Baz trying to get Fisho tickets, didn't we?
He couldn't get them, could he? Because the website.
I think it took him like an hour and 10 minutes to get through the site. I think that's why they changed provider, because like an hour into it, nobody had got a ticket, had they? So
no. Yeah, I remember we filmed a video, which is obviously on that website, showing similar tactics of probably what you fished yesterday.
Very similar.
And Baz all day on his phone. I can't get through, man. I can't work it out, man. I can't do it. I can't do this, man. Oh, this site's no good, man.
So he'll have set his alarm today for 11:58. When he's gone on at 12 o'clock, after the sort of initial hit of people.
Baz is cuter than that. Baz is on it.
Is he?
Yeah, he is, yeah. Right, Screep 360 Fishing. He's got a question, lads. He's going to Chichester Lakes Holiday Park in June. Now, it's mostly lots of out-and-out carp fishermen there. How would you approach using match tactics? Pellets, fish meal ground bait, pellets. Probably method feeder if you're chucking out into the lake. You could catch in your edge, though. So a lot of carp anglers obviously chuck out.
Is he carp fishing, Rob?
I think he's obviously going to try and catch the carp. He's going to try and catch the carp, but as a match angler. So I would say method feeder out. Take some 8mm pellets for catapulting over the top. That'd be my approach with micros. But I would also, in my edge, because you can fish at any time of the day. Carp anglers are notorious for, I'm not going to say being lazy because it's their style of fishing, but they are notorious for casting out into open water, feeding them out of bait, then sitting back and enjoying the day. As a match angler, I think you can make the most of fish that are like in the margins, because obviously when everyone leaves, the chuck load of bait in the edge, I think you're going to catch a load of fish late on, especially later in the afternoon, in the edge, and they're going to be decent fish. So fish meal ground bait, pellets. I'll take some corn as well, because corn, you catch on corn everywhere, don't you?
Absolutely. I'll tell you what would be good. Last year we did a video on the members bit at Barston, the Bosher.
The Bosher, yes.
Right. I think if you did a bit of method, like Rob said, combined with the Bosher, you could be onto a winner on a carp lake. So have a look at that video, Screet. And
right, here we go. He's got a feeling he'll need a distance rod, as I've seen most of them are casting very far into the lakes. What do you think?
He needs to get on. Robin needs to be a member and watch.
He's a member. So
go watch the Barston Bosher. That is the one for you, mate.
Barston Bosher. Have a watch of it. It's all about what the wind's doing on the day. Because if you've got a nice warm wind pushing into you, you won't need to go a big distance.
It was classic, wasn't it, Rob? It was classic that day. Classic.
I've fished at places. Boston's a venue that gets a lot of carp anglers. You can catch fish at like 2 meters from the bank if you've got a lovely warm wind blowing into you. Right time of day, you'll catch fish 2 meters from the bank. Middle of the day, wind off your back, or it's flat calm, you might have to go a bit further. But try and read. He's got it. Barston Bosher is on it. He's watching it. So you've got to read the conditions on the day. But I don't think you've got to go for mega distances. Yeah, Peter Snelson, he was using the top and bottom covers, but he wasn't folding it the way you say. Thank you for the tip.
No worries.
Baz Zimmerman, here we go. 10 a.m. he was on it, and he's got 8 tickets.
Go on, Baz. Go on, Baz.
So we need to know them dates, Baz, because we want you to... We'll come and film some live matches with Baz, couldn't we?
I'd love to film a Baz on a live match. That'd be fantastic.
Pile the pressure on Baz. See if he
The
qualifies.
mic's in the wrong place, man. Move your.
Yeah, move your mic, man. Move your mic. No, man.
No,
You got
to get a float shot there.
You pull there, man. So I can film it. I've got to get the right angle. So Boston Bosher is going to watch that screen, and lunchtime fisherman, afternoon gents, afternoon Dave. Unfortunately, Dave's joined us just in time for us to go and have some lunch of our own.
Yeah, time for lunch.
So thank you very much, folks, for watching. We'll be back next Monday. Hopefully, those of you that tried to get Fishomaina tickets got them. If not, unlucky. I don't know what else to say there.
Brilliant. See you later.
See ya.